Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Oxford 4000 Essential English Words, episode 26. My name is Emma, and I'm here with my wonderful co host.
That's me, Frank. Hello, everyone. Emma, you seem to be in a particularly good mood today. Ready to dive into some new words?
Absolutely, Frank. There's nothing like the joy of learning to brighten up the day. And I think our listeners feel the same way.
I'm sure they do. We've got our coffee, our microphones are on, and a fresh list of vocabulary is waiting. So, what's on the menu for today?
An interesting mix. Today, we're going to cover swarm, ingredient, lesson, turnover, tell, grammar, preference, leg, embarrass, and joyful.
Wow, that's quite a range. We've got everything from insects to feelings, and even a body part thrown in for good measure. This should be fun.
It certainly will be. But before we get into our word by word deep dive, we want to give a quick shout out to all of you listening.
That's right. If you enjoy our show and want to help us create more polished episodes, please take a moment to save, like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss an update.
Your support means the world to us. Now, let's start with our first word swarm. A swarm is a large or dense group of flying insects. In Chinese, we'd say 一大群.
Ah, like a swarm of bees. That's the classic example. Does it only apply to insects? I feel like I've heard it used for people.
Excellent question, Frank. You're right, it can be used metaphorically for a large group of people or things moving together. For instance, you could say, a swarm of tourists descended on the small town.
That makes sense. Let's try some sentences. The beekeeper was careful not to disturb the swarm. And for the other meaning, a swarm of reporters was waiting outside the courthouse.
Perfect examples. Notice how in both cases it suggests a large, somewhat chaotic group. Now let's move on to our next word, which you might find in a recipe ingredient. An ingredient is any of the foods or substances that are combined to make a particular dish. The core meaning in Chinese is 成分.
Right, like flour, eggs, and sugar are the main ingredients for a cake. Can it be used for non food things?
Yes, absolutely. It can refer to a component part or element of something. For example, you could say, trust is a vital ingredient in a successful partnership.
I see. So, for a food example, she went to the market to buy fresh ingredients for dinner. And for a non food one, hard work and dedication are key ingredients for success.
Exactly. You're getting the hang of this. Let's move from the kitchen to the classroom with our next word lesson. A lesson is a period of time in which a person is taught about a subject or how to do something. In Chinese, it's 课 or 教训.
That second meaning, 教训, is interesting. So, it can be a learning experience, even a negative one. Like losing all my money was a harsh lesson.
Precisely. It doesn't always happen in a classroom. Let's make some sentences. For the first meaning, I have a piano lesson every Tuesday afternoon.
For the second, your example was great. Or we could say, let his failure be a lesson to you. That's a very useful distinction. Okay, next up is a business term, turnover. What does that mean?
Turnover has a couple of main meanings. First, it can mean the amount of money taken by a business in a particular period. That's 营业额. Second, it can refer to the rate at which employees leave a workforce and are replaced. We'd call that 人员流动率.
So, a company can have high turnover in sales, which is good, but high turnover in staff, which is usually bad.
You've nailed it. Let's try some sentences. For the first meaning, the company had a turnover of over $2 million last year. For the second, the restaurant has a high staff turnover because the work is so demanding.
Got it. It's all about context. Now, for a word that seems simple but can be tricky, tell.
It does seem simple. The basic meaning is to communicate information to someone in spoken or written words. In Chinese, 告诉, but it also has other nuances. For instance, it can mean to decide or determine.
As in, it's hard to tell the difference between the twins. Or, time will tell if the decision was right.
Exactly. Let's make a few sentences to cover these. Please tell me your name. That's the basic one. Then, can you tell what time it is from the position of the sun? And finally, the strain of the last few weeks was beginning to tell on her. In that last one, it means to have a noticeable negative effect.
That last one is a great example of a more advanced usage. Okay, let's get technical with the next word. Grammar.
Ah, a word close to my heart. Grammar refers to the whole system and structure of a language. In Chinese, it's simply 语法.
So, things like verb tenses, sentence structure, and parts of speech. It's the skeleton of a language. For a sentence, learning the grammar of a new language can be challenging but rewarding.
A perfect sentence. Another one could be, her written work is full of grammar mistakes. It's a fundamental concept for any language learner.
Definitely. Okay, our next word is preference. This one seems pretty straightforward.
It is. A preference is a greater liking for one alternative over another or others. The core Chinese meaning is 偏好.
So, I have a preference for tea over coffee. Is it always followed by for?
Often, yes, you have a preference for something. You can also state it directly. For example, my personal preference is to travel by train. Or you could ask someone, what are your musical preferences?
That's clear. Now for that body part you mentioned. Leg.
Yes, leg. It's one of the limbs on which a person or animal walks and stands. The Chinese is tui, but it can also mean a section of a journey or competition.
Oh, right, like the first leg of a race, or the final leg of a long flight.
Exactly that. So, sentence one, he broke his leg playing football. And for the other meaning, the last leg of our trip was a 10-hour train ride.
Makes sense. It's good to know both meanings. The next word is a feeling I think we've all experienced embarrass.
To embarrass someone is to cause them to feel awkward, self conscious, or ashamed. In Chinese, it's 是尴尬. It's a verb.
And the feeling is embarrassment, the adjective is embarrassed. So I could say, my dad likes to embarrass me by showing my baby pictures to my friends.
A classic dad move. That's a perfect use of the word. Another example might be he tried to embarrass her by asking difficult questions, but she answered them all perfectly. It often implies a social situation.
I feel embarrassed just thinking about it. Alright, let's end on a high note with our final word joyful.
A lovely word to end with. Joyful means feeling, expressing, or causing great pleasure and happiness. In Chinese, it's 快乐的 or 令人愉快的.
It feels more intense than just happy. It's like full of joy. For instance, the wedding was a joyful occasion for the whole family.
Exactly. It carries a sense of deep, expressive happiness. Another sentence, she has a very joyful personality and is always smiling. It was a great list of words today. Just a reminder to our listeners, if you want to review this list, please save the episode and subscribe and hit the notification bell to get ready for our next set of 10 words.
Wow, what a joyful set of vocabulary. I feel like I'm ready to use all these words together now.
Funny you should say that, Frank, because our next segment is the perfect place to do just that. We're going to perform a short dialogue using all 10 words we've learned today.
Let's do it. So, what's the scene?
Imagine we are two friends discussing a cooking class we just took. I'll start. That was an interesting cooking lesson, wasn't it? I'm exhausted. My legs are so tired from standing.
Tell me about it. But the final dish was delicious. The instructor said the key ingredient is the fresh basil.
I agree. Though I have a preference for using garlic. The instructor's grammar was a bit hard to follow sometimes, though.
I know what you mean. And did you see the swarm of people trying to get a taste? It was crazy.
It was. I tried to ask a question, but I got the name of a spice wrong and felt so foolish. I always embarrass myself in front of crowds.
Oh, don't worry about it. It happens. The important thing is we learned something. The turnover of students in that class is high, but the experience was joyful.
That's a good way to look at it. It was a truly joyful afternoon.
See? We use them all. It really helps to put them into a real life context.
It certainly does. And that brings us to our next segment, a chance for you, our listeners, to practice.
That's right. It's time for our Chinese to English practice challenge. I'm going to say a sentence in Chinese that uses a few of today's words. Your job is to translate it into English. I'll give you 5 seconds to think. Ready? Here's the first sentence.
那堂语法课真是一个教训，它让我尴尬，因为我没有个人偏好。A tricky one. Think about how to use lesson, grammar, embarrass, and preference.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What do you think, Emma?
A good direct translation would be, that grammar lesson was a real lesson. It embarrassed me because I didn't have a personal preference.
You could also say, I was embarrassed during that grammar lesson, which taught me a lot because I couldn't state a preference. Both great answers. The first is more literal. The second is a bit more natural sounding. Okay, challenge number 2. 为了告诉老板，我们餐厅的高人员流动率，我准备了一份关于主要成分成本的报告。
This one uses tell, turnover, and ingredient. You can do it.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up.
For this one, I'd say, to tell the boss about our restaurant's high staff turnover, I prepared a report on the cost of the main ingredients. Another good option could be, I prepared a report on main ingredient costs in order to inform the boss about our restaurant's high turnover.
Excellent. Notice how inform can be a good substitute for tell in a business context. Ready for the final challenge? Here it is.
看到一大群蜜蜂从我腿边飞过，那个快乐的时刻很快就消失了。This sentence features swarm, leg, and joyful. Think carefully.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's our final answer?
A great translation would be, seeing the swarm of bees fly past my leg, the joyful moment quickly disappeared. You could also phrase it as, the joyful moment vanished when I saw a swarm of bees fly past my leg.
Perfect. Great job, everyone. Practice like this is so important for making the words your own.
It really is. And that, unfortunately, brings us to the end of our show for today.
Already? Time flies when you're having fun with vocabulary. What do we have to look forward to in the next episode, Emma?
Next time, we'll be tackling another 10 fantastic words: nature, explanation, genius, peer, midnight, occupation, by, look previously, and made.
Ooh, that sounds like a very intriguing list. I can't wait.
Me neither. And to all our listeners, thank you for joining us. If you found today's episode helpful, please remember to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends.
And hit that notification bell. Your support helps us keep making these episodes for you. We had a joyful time today, and we hope you did too.
We certainly did. Until next time, keep practicing, and goodbye.
Bye for now, everyone.